Hi, this is Ron Darling.
This is Skip Lockwood.
Hi, I'm Ron Swoboda of the 69 New York Mets, and you're listening to MetsMusings with Gary Mack.
Now it's time for some New York Mets baseball talk. Here's Gary Mack bringing you the latest news and analysis from Mets Nation and the world of baseball on another edition of Mets Musings.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Mets Musings. Wow, what a week. What a couple of weeks for the New York Mets. Sweep the Yankees. Take on Atlanta. Take 4 out of 5 in Atlanta. Sweep Miami and take on Atlanta. Take on the Cincinnati Reds. Sweep the Cincinnati Reds. And coming up, another big series with the Philadelphia Phillies, who are playing some good ball, have, gotten to contend again, though they are 10 games behind the New York Mets. But they're in the wild card mix, as is the Atlanta Braves. So, some big games. The Mets stood up to the Braves and met the challenge. 4 out of 5. Got taken out in one game on Friday night, and I got to tell you that it looked like it was going to be a rout, but the team fought back and made it a close game, even though they did lose. But that was it. Came back on Saturday and really were terrific with. Let's see, we had Scherzer pitching, and then, of course, on Sunday, the return of Jacob deGrom. Pitched incredible, gave the team quite a boost as the Mets took that game 4 of the series. Scherzer, as we said, pitched in the second game of the doubleheader, and he also pitched fantastically, and this team is on a roll. They're hot. Everything they do is going right. And look, even the guys that they brought in the trade deadline, not big names, but are doing great jobs and getting jobs done and doing what they're supposed to do. The new folk hero in Queens is Daniel Vogelbach. People love this guy. Sure, I know. Look at him. He doesn't look like your typical baseball player. He's a big guy. But, boy, is he good play. He can hit. And he can move. He can move. That dash he had from first base to score on a double it's going to go down in Mets memorable history moments, I think. Daniel Vogelbach and Tyler Naquin too, since coming over from Cincinnati. He's had some big games as well. So Mets made the right deals at the right time, and really nothing to complain about. They're playing good ball. The only thing that gives me a little concern is the pitching, specifically the bullpen. But boy, the starting pitching has been solid with Carrasco and Walker and deGrom now and Scherzer and Bassett. They have been so solid. So solid that it's been a joy to watch. And as I said, the middle or the back end of the bullpen, can't complain about Diaz. I was wrong about Diaz all these years. Diaz has been unhittable. He has been incredible this season. But it's the rest of the crew there that makes me a little nervous. Trevor May is back, but he looks a little shaky. Michael Givens they brought over in a trade. He's been a little off. Adam Ottavino, he can be dominant one day and then not look so good the next day. But for the most part, he's been pretty solid. Lugo was not pitching well, and then now he's pitching fantastic. So uh, we'll have to see. But boy, the guys they brought in, and Jankowski's gone, Holderman's gone, but they brought in Nate Quinn and Vogel back. Excuse me. And what a difference these guys have made to this team. They fit right in, and they do the job. And let's not forget that Darren Ruff too coming over to be used as a designated hitter from the right side of the plate. He's had a couple of big hits as well. So everybody contributes. Everybody has done well on this job, and the Mets are on a roll, and we got to keep this up until December, because I don't think the World Series is going to be over till sometime in December. So we've got to keep playing this way, and keep playing heads-up ball. Keep playing fundamental baseball. Make contact. I can't say enough for the coaching staff of this team and what they've done to inspire this team so far, between Buck Showalter and Eric Chavez and Jeremy Hefner. That they've all, and the bench coaches and everybody else, they've done such a wonderful job. And you can see the level of professionalism, which was lacking the last few years. You can see it. Buck goes out for a call or a video. I mean, it seems like they never lose an argument when it comes to the video. Now, the other day they had a weird situation that I'm not going to get into, but they did lose that. But it's just, you can see the difference between this management team and the teams over the last few years. And Billy Epler, I mean, everything he seems to touch has been working so far as well. So, and not to mention the guys he brought over before the season. Marte, what a year he's having. Canna, he's struggling a little bit now, but he's had a lot of big hits and a lot of, a lot of good games for them. So he'll come back around. Escobar, he's struggling big time with the bat. But boy, he's a good third baseman. And look, if you don't want to play him at third, and what they've been doing is playing Guillorme a lot. And Guillorme, the glove is fantastic, and he's been hitting. He's not going to be a home run hitter. He's not that kind of hitter. But he's got a 275, 280 average or something. They always wondered if this guy was going to hit at the major league level. Well, I think he showed him that he can. Like I said, his glove is unquestionable. Some of the plays he comes up with are unbelievable. So let's keep that roll going. Let's hope that they, keep going on this roll, keep focused, and keep rolling. Keep rolling along. Because, as I said, there's a big series coming up with Philadelphia. Then there's another, they had to go back to Atlanta for another 4 games, and in Philadelphia again. So that's the next 10 games. The next 12 games are big, because then they play 2 in Yankee Stadium. But as far as the division goes, the next 10 days or so going to be very important. And we'll see what this team is made of. They answer the challenge every time. We thought last week was going to be a big challenge, and it was, with the Braves coming into town for 5 games, and the Mets met that challenge. So let's keep that up the rest of the season, and hopefully we'll win the division and move on to the playoffs. All right, let's take a quick break and come back after this.
Baseball and BBQ, your place for interesting baseball talk, opinions, and history.
Baseball and BBQ, your place for barbecue recipes, tips, and interviews from the world of barbecue. If you like baseball and if you like barbecue, then tune in to Baseball and BBQ. Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and BaseballTalkRadio.com.
Wouldn't it be great if you could get a PhD in life through baseball? Welcome to Baseball PhD, a tour company for your brain. 30 major league teams, 100 places to see. Let's touch them all as we make the road trip of a lifetime.
Check out my Facebook group. It's at facebook.com/MetsMusings. Go check it out, and don't forget to call the hotline. It's 516-619-6341. Well, on the farm this week, Syracuse continues to struggle, but they're 47-60 on the season, 12 games back in last place, but they've just gotten some troops in, if you will. Brett Batty has been promoted to a Triple-A Syracuse. In fact, he just recently got his first Triple-A hit, first Triple-A RBI, and Mark Vientos came back, continued his hot hitting as he came back after a slight injury, and as I said, continues his fine season down there. Francisco Alvarez is struggling a little bit with the bat at AAA, but he continues to hit with some power. So he's 20 years old. He's a child. He's a AAA playing with these older gentlemen. So he'll come around. He'll figure it out. He's still got some time. Binghamton is 11-23 in the second half. They're 10 games back and in last place. Ronnie Mauricio continues to hit there and have a good season. Brooklyn having a fine second half of the season. They're 22-16. They're a half a game back in second place in their division. And the St. Lucie Mets, 21-17 in the second half, 2 games back. They're in second place. Brooklyn is getting some good work out of Dominic Hamill and some other of the younger stars that are playing well for the Cyclones, and so those are the future. That's what we got to look forward to. And Mets recently, their farm system has been ranked upwards to, I believe, Major League Baseball Pipeline calls it the 5th best in baseball. So that's a big improvement for the Mets. They have to continue. They have had some prospects hit the top 100 prospect list, including Kevin Parada, who hasn't even played a game yet in the minor leagues, but he's made the prospect a 100 list. That's how much people like him. And just the number 1 pick this past draft. So he signed. He will be don't know if he's making his debut yet, and with what team he would be making it with. Could be the rookie team. They might try him out in Brooklyn. We'll have to wait and see what they decide to do. All right, quickie show this week, but boy, it's been terrific watching this team play, and can't wait. Off night tonight, so let's hope that they keep the momentum going tomorrow night against the Phillies at home. So keep your fingers crossed. And I want to thank you all for listening to the show. And I hope you'll hit the subscribe button and the like button if you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening on your favorite podcast provider. Just hit that subscribe button. That way you'll always know when another edition of Mets Musings will be released and out. A fresh new edition of Mets Musings. I know people ask, it's a little crazy. Sometimes we have real short shows. Sometimes we have long shows. When we have a guest, the show goes a little bit longer. Without a guest, it's sometimes it's a little short. We're going to have a guest on, but unfortunately, they had to bail. So we just put together a little snappy, little quick show for you. Because we love you so much, and we want you to have a Mets Musings episode out there. So that's why that happens. All right. So thanks again for listening and or watching. And I hope that you'll remember to keep the faith and stay optimistic. And let's go Mets. And I'll see you next time on another edition of Mets Musings.